President Trump and his daughter, Ivanka, at the White House on Tuesday. Mr. Trump's lawyer repeatedly denied that the president had anything to do with the statement issued by his son. Doug Milster, New York Times, Washington. The White House confirmed on Tuesday that President Trump was involved in drafting a misleading statement issued by his son about a meeting with a Russian lawyer last year, contradicting the president's lawyer, who repeatedly denied that Mr. Trump had anything to do with the statement. The statement was drafted while the president was on Air Force One flying back from a summit meeting in Europe. It was issued in response to an impending news report that Donald Trump Jr., his eldest son, had met with a Russian lawyer with ties to the Kremlin during last year's presidential campaign. That meeting has become the focus of investigators looking at contacts between Russia and associates of Mr. Trump. The statement sent to the New York Times on July 8 said the meeting was primarily about the adoption of Russian children that had been ended by the Moscow government in retaliation for sanctions imposed by the United States. But the statement made no mention of the fact that the meeting was set up by an intermediary promising incriminating information about Hillary Clinton as part of Russia and its government's support for Mr. Trump, as an email to his son put it. Only after the Times reported that the meeting was set up with the stated purpose of passing along damaging material about Mrs. Clinton did the younger Mr. Trump confirm the reason. And only after the Times told his representatives that it had obtained the emails setting up the meeting and planned to publish them did the younger Mr. Trump release them himself. The president's involvement in the first statement was disclosed July 11 by the Times, which reported that the president signed off on it. In the days that followed, Jay Sekulow, one of Mr. Trump's lawyers, repeatedly denied that on television I wasn't involved in the statement drafting at all, nor was the president, Mr. Sekulow said on CNN's New Day program on July 12, appearing on ABC's Good Morning America the same day. Mr. Sekulow said the president didn't sign off on anything. He was coming back from the G20. The statement that was released on Saturday was released by Donald Trump Jr., I'm sure in consultation with his lawyers. The president wasn't involved in that. 4 days later, on NBC's Meet the Press, Mr. Sekulow repeated the denial the president was not involved in the drafting of the statement and did not issue the statement. The Washington Post reported on Monday that the president not only signed off on the statement but personally dictated it. The White House denied on Tuesday that he dictated it but confirmed that he was involved. Contrary to Mr. Sekulow's denials, the president weighed in, as any father would, based on the limited information that he had, said Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the White House press secretary. He certainly didn't dictate, but like I said, he weighed in, offered suggestion like any father would do. Mr. Sekulow did not respond to telephone or text messages on Tuesday. Ms. Sanders did not respond to a follow-up email asking why the president's lawyer denied the involvement that she confirmed. Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting occurred on June 9, 2016, with Natalia Veselnitskaya, a lawyer with ties to the Russian government. She was accompanied by Renat Akhmetshin, a Russian-American lobbyist. The younger Mr. Trump invited Jared Kushner, his brother-in-law and now a senior advisor at the White House, and Paul J. Manafort, then the campaign chairman. The original statement issued in Donald Trump Jr.'s name dismissed it as a short introductory meeting and made no mention of its stated purpose. The White House's confirmation of the president's involvement piqued the interest of investigators, including Senator Mark R. Warner of Virginia, the senior Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee, which is looking at Russia's interference in last year's election. It seems a bit strange the President of the United States comes in and drafts this statement that is just factually wrong about the content and context of that meeting, and this seems to be a pattern of constantly trying to take the public's attention away from anything that deals with Russia, Mr. Warner told CNN. Follow Peter Baker on Twitter at Peter Baker. A version of this article appears in print on August 2, 2017, on page A13 of the New York edition with the headline "President weighed in on statement from his son."